In this lab, we analyze a series RC and RLC circuit and compare our measurements to theoretical results. For the RC circuit, we want to find the voltage across the capacitor and the time constant, which is the time it takes for a circuit characteristic, such as the voltage, to change from one state to another. This can be done by either visually looking at a graph of voltage versus time to find the 63.2% mark, or by a refraction method where the slope of the graph gives us the time constant. A series RLC circuit can be modeled as a second-order differential equation. Circuit response is said to be critically damped for equal real roots, underdamped for complex roots, and overdamped for unequal real roots. The damping of the RLC circuit affects the way the voltage response reaches its steady state value, so it's also important to be able to find the damping ratio, which can be done by using the logarithmic decrement method, which is done by taking the natural log of ratio of the overshoot amplitude of successive peaks. The damping ratio can then be used to estimate the natural frequency of the system.
This lab was split into two portions, one using an RC circuit and the other using an RLC circuit. When finished assembling both circuits, we set values based on the station number we were at and measured the actual values using an LCR meter due to the decade boxes having a slight error. We then used LabVIEW to record the source and capacitor voltage when changing the voltage out from 0 to 1. We then exported this data into MATLAB and plotted to verify that our data was correct. For the LCR circuit, we repeated using LabVIEW and MATLAB for a critically damped system as well.
For the RC portion of the lab, we were tasked to find the time constant tau. We went about finding it in three different ways. We used inspection to see where voltage was equal to 63.2% of its max voltage of 1 volt, giving the tau seen here. The second method was the error fraction method, which gave a similar number from the first part. The theoretical calculation was much different from what we calculated in the first and second parts.
Using the R, L, and C values from station H, we were able to calculate the theoretical voltage across the capacitor. We then plotted both the theoretical and the experimental voltages with respect to time, as well as the source voltage. Compared to the RC circuit, the RCL circuit provides more information about what is happening, such as the natural frequency, the damped frequency, and the damping ratio. Due to the real roots of the critically damped RCL circuit, the voltage over the capacitor does not overshoot the source voltage like in the underdamped circuit shown in the figures above.